Hey everyone, I'm Rick, and today I'm going to take you behind the scenes of my latest short film, Shifters. I'm going to discuss a couple
Hold on,
things.
wait. I thought we were doing it together.
I mean, is that what you want to do?
No, man, I'm just saying this because I don't want to.
God, I love your sarcasm. It's nice.
Good, get used to it.
Again, I'm Rick.
And I'm Juan.
And today we're going to talk about the behind-the-scenes features of my latest short film, Shifters.
We're going to talk about the inspiration of the film.
We're going to talk about the design of the visual effects.
The location.
And we're going to talk about our complete lack of a budget.
And that's why I don't get paid.
I bought you a McFlurry.
You actually didn't. I paid for it myself.
Gosh damn it, Juan, you're killing me here. Let's get started. So let's talk about Shifters and what made Shifters exactly what it is. For me, I like to draw inspiration from other pieces of work. Those pieces of work for this film in particular were The Faculty, Invasion of the Body Snatchers, and The World's End. Now, in those movies, the threat is an alien race that has the ability to look exactly like us. And that's what I wanted to do for Shifters, because I find that terrifying, that the threat could essentially be anyone around us. So I want to capitalize on that. I also want to make sure that my films feel like they're a part of something much bigger. I never want a point A to point B scenario. I don't want people to see the end credits and go, well, that's the end of the story. I always want people to ask, as a viewer, where could the story go? So I did the same thing here with Shifters. So with that being said, let's move on to the next segment. Let's talk about the visual effects.
So while I was the cinematographer and editor of the film, I actually did not do the visual effects. I gotta give credit to our good friend Tim.
We're calling him Timothy.
Timothy. Our good friend Timothy, who did the visual effects. As Rick mentioned before, one of his inspirations of the film was The World's End by Edgar Wright. And he really wanted to pay homage to that by making the shifters look a little similar to the robots. So these sorts of effects take a lot of time. And, you know, time is really what we had. What we really didn't have was the budget.
So next, let's talk about the budget, or the lack of budget that I mentioned earlier. For me, this is the fun part, is not having the money, as weird as that sounds, because I always take pride in saying that you can make a lot with very, very little. So going into this project, I knew we didn't have a huge budget. It was like, hey, let's just get together and let's just shoot the short film and make it on pretty much nothing. So I had to purchase a couple items. One of the items I had to buy was my flight suit from Amazon. How much was the flight suit?
It was $46.48.
It was $46.48, and I got that from Amazon. All right, you think they'll hook us up for giving them a shout out?
Probably not.
Yeah, you're right. Probably not. Next, I had to buy Christina's cargo pants that she wore in the film, because we were working with fake blood, and I didn't want to stain her pants, because that would just not be cool of me to do that. So I went out and I bought girl pants. And they were, how much were her pants?
They were $28.99.
$28.99. That's cheap. It's a good deal.
Yeah, where'd you get them?
Amazon. Alright, so after we got her cargo pants, I had to purchase a t-shirt for Tony, and that was roughly around like $8, so that didn't cost me anything. And then I had to buy makeup, and I bought blood, and I went to pretty much a party store, just simple stuff, and I think that cost me roughly around like $9 altogether. So with the flight suit, the cargo pants, the blood and makeup, that was, how much was that?
$85.
It was $85. So I didn't even hit $100. So that's a really low budget in terms of filmmaking. $85. Now some people are like, that's a lot. No, it really isn't. $85, it really isn't a lot. The other props that I had in the film, I had already owned, like the tactical vest and the shotgun prop that I had. So those I already had at my disposal. So that was great. But everything else cost me around $85. So that being said, you know, it's not really a whole lot. And we were able to do something with it. Something. Let's talk about location.
So, for the location, we decided on a wood setting. That's all I know. No. So, for the location, we decided on the wood settings. Wood settings really helps with cheating angles and creating that movie magic to make scenes really feel like they're bigger than they actually are, when in reality, we're just in a really tight spot, but it all works out because all woods look the same. And what really helps out is that the location is close to Rick, and it really helps him out, and not really us. We're all miles and miles away.
It wasn't that far, guys.
It was pretty far. I had to go through a whole gas tank. And he paid me with a McFlurry.
I always give myself a countdown because I'm weird. So it was like 3, 2, 1. So let's talk about the fight that Tony's character and myself had in the film. Now, for the fight choreography, Tony and I actually got together one day and we just went into his garage and just started doing choreography. Now, the best way for us to do this was to break it up into sections. We weren't trying to come up with a very long-winded fight scene where it was just one angle, one shot the entire time or anything like that. I just wanted to have a solid fight that was physical and gritty as opposed to feeling like a martial arts film where everything was heavily choreographed. So again, we got together one day, we went to a garage for a few hours, and we just choreographed, and we did it as much as we could. Around 4 or 5 different sections again. And I tell you one thing, even though we weren't really hitting physically, every time we blocked, it really hurt.
Cut the check.
Gotta do forearms, sir.
Cut the check, dude, yo.
It hurt a lot.
So that is it for the behind the scenes videos. Guys, I hope you enjoyed it.
I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you guys come back. We're going to have a lot more short films coming your way. We got a couple planned that are coming out. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel so you can get these updates. You can see the short films as they drop. You got anything you want to say, man?
I am so glad you asked. Guys, I am also a YouTuber. You can find me at youtube.com/allinone. You can find me on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, all these social medias. Guys, I'm going to give you my outro because why not? If you like the video, share it with a friend because sharing is caring. And if you guys both like it, consider subscribing to my YouTube channel because I upload every and whenever I want to. For entertainment, every day, everyone. Thanks again so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye! Where are you going?